Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm just gonna kind of be talking about the new update trailer that they just launched yesterday and just maybe go over a couple things, highlight some good, highlight some bad, and maybe just get opinions on it from other people, because I know on their official Discord, people have been opinionated about a couple things, which is always great. I think feedback is amazing. But yeah, so I thought I would just talk about a couple of the things in here that didn't necessarily make sense to me or makes me question some other things. And all in all, though, I think it's going to be an amazing season, and I genuinely cannot wait for it to come out next week. So I would say the biggest kind of takeaway is the two new heroes that we're getting. We're getting the Battle Pass hero, and we are getting Vincent, who is the first legendary hero, who I think will definitely be a very interesting contender for even pubs or competitive. From the looks of it, Kelvin is going to be kind of like an annoying character to play against, kind of like Christina is, where she can just lob her grenades everywhere. I feel like he's kind of like that as well, and you can kind of see from the gameplay in the back. He's definitely going to be on the annoying side of things, and I'm here for it. I'm not complaining about it. He'll be interesting to see how he's used, and I think they said he's a Vanguard hero. So he has about, I think it's 11,000 health in total. I would also assume that the Iris skin is going to be the one that is at the very front of the battle pass, that you can unlock as well. I'm not sure where the shell skin is going to be fitting in. They said it was coming in the battle pass too, so I don't know if shell is for free and then the Iris one is when you buy the battle pass. I'm kind of just going based on previous seasons with assuming where the skins are going to be placed. Okay, I want to talk about this next part where they're bringing up all of these different currencies that they're now implementing into the next season, which is great because they all, do separate things. But I guess I'm more confused what the subscription points are going to be used for now. If you can just use, these extra, I don't know, the skin shard things, to get skins? Are they harder to come by? Is the subscription still going to be a thing, or are they doing away with it? I don't know. And in the top of the screen, kind of see that it doesn't have the subscription thing. So I'm really confused on if the subscription thing was just a this season thing. I guess I'd be more curious to see how they're going to implement that into it with all these other currencies that they're adding, because that makes 4 currencies plus the ranked one makes 5. It just doesn't make sense. Exactly. I don't know if one's going to be easier to get than the other, but it's a little weird. It's a little odd that there's so many different ones. Granted, they all do potentially different things in different events and stuff, but I'm just curious if the subscription points, if they're going to carry over and if it's going to still be a thing. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually comes back or not. In this update video, they didn't even mention the subscription. So that's why I'm kind of curious if, all the points that people have accumulated, if you're still going to have them, if they're, are they going to be taken away? Are they going to be, exchanged? They didn't talk about it in this update video, and, maybe they have another video planned and maybe they go over it, but based on this video alone, it doesn't mention anything about subscription and the points that people have, so I'm not entirely sure. Really like the changes that they're making to ranked, especially when it comes to the rewards. So for this season with Sindri, and it was discounted to 25,000 star points. I like that they're changing it in ranked to a different currency, and then it's like separate, so it's, you don't have to waste your star points on skins that you don't necessarily want, but since they're discounted, you kind of feel like you have to get. I know I personally, I wanted the Sindri skin, but I could not justify 25,000 star points for it. So I like the changes that they're making for that. And it's kind of hard to see, but in ranked, when they're showing the rewards and when they're talking about it, it doesn't look like they are adding more tiers to ranked. It still looks like it's going to be Plat 1 as the highest right now. Okay, so for Vincent, I have seen a lot of, I want to say backlash because that's not the word, but people are like, oh, he's going to be OP. Oh, he's terrible. Any good player, they're not going to fall for the tricks, whatever. I know people have already had complaints, and he's not even out about his melee damage being obnoxiously high. But I think as a melee person where you have to be so close in order to use his sword, I think it's actually pretty well balanced, and he is very squishy. I think he's like 23 or 2600 max HP. Like, that is so incredibly low that I feel if you can't, I guess, spot him and kill him before he gets that close to you, you maybe need to reevaluate, your perception of in-game and maybe work on it a little. He's like Shell in the sense of, a Shell is going to be around if it's in the game with you. So to watch your back for Shell because she'll come out of nowhere. So I feel like it's going to be the same category as Vincent. Don't think he's a bad add to the game. I mean, it's a little unfortunate that he is so squishy, but I think in the right hands of, good people with good game awareness, skills, whatever you want to chop it up to be, I think he'll actually be pretty decent. And, we obviously won't know till he's out in game to really know truly. And it says that, his passive will be in the arcade thing as well, and I would assume his passive is going to be a healing thing when he goes invisible or switches between characters or what. I feel like that's probably what it's based on, because in the picture of his passive it shows like a heal thing. So I'm assuming it has to do with healing and maybe with, changing people or going invisible, something like that. I think it's safe to assume that, honestly. So now they're talking about the skins, and I am so upset at this Diggy skin. It is horrible. I'm glad she's getting a skin, but I am so upset that it's that skin. It's so bad. It's a reskin of her with just a couple of extra things added. I don't even know. That is horrible. I am so sad about it. Yes. And then we jump into a saving grace. Hunter is nerfed. I still think he deserves another nerf, because he, I believe, is the only character in the game that has two passives. He has the passive where you unlock it from the boxes where he gets a charge after each kill, and then he also has a passive where he throws his radar bombs and he gets a speed boost. So he's the only one that has two passives. I really would have liked to have seen either his passive where he throws a speed bomb taken away, or move to the one you get from the boxes, and then, the one that comes from the boxes. I'd like to see either that disappear completely. I think that would have been kind of a better nerf for him, but I am glad that he is getting nerfed. I'm glad that they at least have been listening to people and maybe realizing he is a bit broke. And even after this nerf and when it becomes a thing, I still feel like he's still going to be beyond broke because still just shoot someone and instantly get charges. And he deals so much damage that regardless, he's going to get those charges as if they were already there. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how it all plays out and plays together. And on that note, I am going to end the video here. I will have it linked below if you want to watch the whole thing without me talking over it. But I will see you guys in the next one.
It's going to be a fantastic season. To thank you all.